Thanks to our historic deficit reduction, we can afford to cancel $10,000 in student debt and $20,000 if you're on a Pell Grant for tens of millions of Americans making under $125. This is a game changer.
Joe Biden kicking off his midterm push this week and giving himself a big pat on the back for his newly announced so-called student loan forgiveness plan. But it doesn't come without a cost, both in dollars and in human cost. Joining us now is Spencer Hudson, who's using the GI Bill, the benefits he earned, to cover college expenses, and Kyle Welch, an accounting professor at George Washington University. It's great. So we have the student perspective and the professor perspectives. Let me start with you, though, Spencer. You know, you earned this benefit that you're using to go to college, yet many of your peers will take on mountains of debt, and now others are expected to pay for it.
I just wanted to clarify, I'm using my father's GI Bill. It's not mine.
Got it. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. That's my fault. Still earned, still a benefit that your family accrued, point still taken. But when you look at that vis-a-vis debt and loan forgiveness, what's your take?
Yeah, you know, it's not really fair. It doesn't help a lot of people. It's not fair to people who decided against college because of debt. It's not fair to people who are working their way through college currently. It's not fair to people who have recently been able to pay off their loans. It really only helps a very small subset of people, especially because this isn't going to be something that will be repeated. This is a one-time only thing in order to, you know, gain votes in the midterms. This isn't going to be like a yearly thing. So, yeah.
Well said. Kyle, you're not just a professor, you're an accounting professor. Break this down in the number of cents. Who does this help? Who does this hurt?
It's funny hearing about this because this is kind of like the equivalent of bringing a six-pack of beer to an AA meeting. Everyone in education has a consistent thought on this, and that is the cost of education is high. Nobody is going to argue, oh, the costs are exactly where they should be. Rising costs in education are not helped by handing out checks like this. And it's interesting to hear like politicians speak about this, because if you talk to any economist, anybody that's familiar with the numbers, they're just being absolutely inauthentic when they say that this house doesn't have a negative impact on inflation. This is bad. This is bad, and it's not going to improve the real problem. The real problem is we have universities that keep on increasing costs and haven't changed anything, haven't evolved with the times. You know, you have more information on your phone than any university that's out there. And so the problem is that they haven't just evolved. And so there's people that understand that and other people that just think that you just write checks for these things.
And others have pointed out, to stay with you real quick, the massive endowment that these universities, why shouldn't they be held accountable for the debt their students accrue as opposed to taxpayers?
Yeah, so this is another aspect of the problem that's really bad. So if you go to McDonald's and you get a Big Mac with one patty, what do? You go back and you say, hey, give me my Big Mac. I ordered a Big Mac. What this does, and this might not resonate with some people, but what it does is it eliminates unhappy customers, because it just says, oh, the government's going to take care of it. And so if you had a problem at a school that gave you a underwater basket weaving kind of degree, and you don't go and fix that degree, and fix that school and complain about it because the government just took it away, it doesn't change things. It doesn't change the problem. And we need people to change the problems. And right now, what we're doing is instead of looking at the end of our arm for a helping hand, we're looking for the government. And it's not the way it should be. Universities need to evolve and change. We need universities to act more like Amazon, more like Costco, more like Walmart, instead of acting like the monarchy.
An actual business with customers. Spencer, you said this is about a midterm election as well and votes. Do you think your peers who got this loan forgiveness will say, man, I need to vote for more free stuff?
Maybe. I'm hoping that they'll have the foresight to realize that this is obviously just a one-time thing, and chances are it probably won't even go through. But, you know, if it does, it hurts far, far more people than it helps. Everybody who decided to be fiscally responsible and go to community college, everybody who went to college locally, everybody who is working through college Everybody who recently paid off their debt, it's kind of just a slap in the face to them, because, you know, we all willingly know like what we're doing. Like, nobody's in the dark about, oh yeah, I'm taking out loans, but I don't know what I'm doing. No, we all know what we're doing. We all know we're taking out loans. Like, it's not the government's job to just pay for everything. Like, we know what we're doing.
We know we're taking out loans, and we're going to have to pay them back. Spencer and Kyle, thanks so much. Spencer, thank you for your dad's service. Now I'm going to channel him and say, make your bed, Spencer. I can see it. I know your dad would say the same thing. All right?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Take care.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.